Hello everybody and welcome back to JHPWX VPCW2. Here tonight, Sheamus takes on Bryan Danielson in a winners take all match featuring the VPCW Workhorse Heavyweight Championship and the JHPW United States Championship. If you take a look back at the first ever collab between JHPW and VPCW, you will see a championship change for the JHPW United States Championship. It changed hands on this show. Can it change hands again? Sheamus won it at the last collab show, and he puts it on the line against Bryan Danielson here tonight. It's going to be very interesting to see how this rivalry further develops here tonight. Two of the best stars in ring in both JHPW and VPCW. Here comes the JHPW United States Champion Sheamus. He defeated Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens at the last JHPW x VPCW and has retained his championship until now, where he faces Bryan Danielson for his title. Bryan Danielson, a technician, dabbles in some high-flying techniques. Sheamus is a brawler. I am sure both men prepared heavily for this match, and it is definitely going to be physical. The fans in attendance are ready. The fans at home are ready. I'm ready. We are all ready to witness Bryan Danielson one-on-one with Sheamus with the highest stakes that there could possibly be. Not just one championship on the line here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Two championships on the line. Bryan Danielson looking to wrestle Sheamus down on the mat. Both men taunting each other early on in this one. A lockup. Sheamus overpowers Bryan Danielson. Overpowers him again now, sending him into the corner. Open hand chop, nobody home. Bryan Danielson with some kicks. Rapid fire. Sheamus shrugging him off. Trips him onto the ropes. Danielson drives the knee into the back of Sheamus. Into the cover now. Sheamus able to kick out rather easily. Now Bryan Danielson focusing on the leg of Sheamus. Bryan Danielson is a very technical wrestler. He spent the early days of his career perfecting his craft. Over the years, becoming a veteran and cementing his status as one of, if not the best wrestler in the entire world. And Look at this. The submission by Danielson, stretching the back of Sheamus. Nice reversal. Quick to get to the ropes. In terms of on the mat, Bryan Danielson has the advantage, but everywhere else, Sheamus, he's bigger. He hits a little harder, and he might just be a touch more resilient too, but you can never count out Bryan Danielson. Against all odds, Danielson has done so much in his career, even when he was counted out. The fans behind Danielson as he goes back and focuses on that knee, using the ropes to his advantage. The referee giving him a warning. Danielson very aware in ring. Despite his size, that is why he's so successful, as Sheamus delivers a brogue knee out of nowhere, changing the pace of this match. Danielson might have to step it up a little bit. A chop. Now exchanging some deadly looks in the middle of the ring, and it changes the strikes instantaneously. Sheamus with a series of strikes to Danielson. Chop. He's calling for more. It's hard to knock Sheamus down. It's even harder to keep him down. One false swoop knocking over Danielson, now into the cover. Danielson kicks out. Slamming Danielson onto the mat with a whole lot of force. Now onto the knee of Sheamus, and once again targeting the back of Bryan Danielson. Now a fallaway slam as he hits the mat. Going to the outside, Danielson looking to recover. Sheamus following him. Sheamus on the attack, throwing Bryan Danielson into the post and rolling him back into the ring. Sheamus taking Danielson down into the cover. Now the knees into the side of Danielson. That cannot feel very good. Sheamus targeting the midsection and the back of Danielson in this one as he takes him down to the mat. He remains in control, but I can't exactly agree with that decision of Sheamus. I'd probably want to keep Danielson on his feet just because of how quickly he can turn things around. I mean, he can turn a simple suplex into a hold that could end a match in seconds. But he looks to be going high risk, and that high risk does not pay off as he gets a face full of turnbuckle in this one. Danielson trying to hype not only himself up, but also the crowd as he's running across the ring and gets a face full of boot. Sheamus with an impressive roll-up. Danielson meets him up there. Arm drag off the top. Both men down in this one. Expectations were set very high for this match, and I will say so far they have been met. As a matter of fact, they have exceeded Sheamus and Danielson, some of the best in the game today. The referee counting. Danielson quicker to his feet and some yes kicks. If you know, you know. White noise attempted. Roll through. Why not some more? Everybody loves a good yes kick. And now he's looking for the Psycho knee, but Sheamus absolutely wipes the floor with Danielson. An impressive lariat. He got all of that one and more as he drives him into the corner. Throws him right into the post. Irish whip into the corner. Danielson knocked down to the mat. Now into the corner again. He falls down once again. Danielson! Right over the top. Off the ropes. Ducks under Sheamus. Off the ropes once more. Lariat taking out Sheamus. The crowd is roaring. Kick. Lands on his feet. Sheamus is down. Danielson looking to go to the top rope. Drop kick connects. Sheamus is down. Danielson more pumped up than ever. And he's going to look high risk for the second time in a row. It pays off. Both men collapsing on the floor as Danielson blasts to the outside of the ring. Psycho knee inside now into the cover for the championship. Sheamus kicks out at 2 and Danielson cannot believe it. What a kick out. All the momentum that Danielson had. And Sheamus still able to kick out. Now immediately into the one-legged Boston Crab. We saw this earlier in the night. Gunther using it to great effect against Drew McIntyre. Impressive technical wrestling by Danielson. Wow. Absolutely brutal on the mat. Not only targeting the legs, but also taking a couple shots at Sheamus into a creative cover. Kick out at 2 and Bryan Danielson calling his shot. Stomping. You know what? Bryan Danielson with his world-famous stomps. And Sheamus it could be over right here. Can we see Bryan Danielson become a double champion? Bro knee. Both men on the ground. Sheamus now immediately into the Danielson able to roll out. Sleeper suplex. What a recovery from Danielson. Oh my goodness. Sheamus might be forced to tap out here. He's able to get to the ropes. And now driving his elbows into the head of Sheamus. Danielson looking high risk. Top rope. Diving headbutt. Nobody home. And that's gotta hurt. Danielson gets hit with an Irish backbreaker. Sheamus in the corner. Bro kick, nobody home. Danielson roll up into the... No. The lapel lock is in. Is Sheamus gonna tap out? The lapel lock. But he gets to the ropes, rolls him over, and locks it right back in. He might be forced to tap out. Cover. No. Powers him up. White noise. The power of Sheamus on full display. Bro kick rattles the skull of Danielson. Into the cover. Sheamus is your winner. Congratulations to Sheamus. He retains his United States Championship. Excuse me. And becomes the new VPCW Workhorse Champion. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you back in the VPCW arena up next.